how we even get to this point. How are we always so fixated on haters? Have you ever caught yourself creating this fake argument in your head between you and another person? Maybe you felt like you didn't say everything you needed to say to them last time. And 9 times out of 10, that person probably isn't thinking about you. I have. Or posting about the mysterious haters. Are you doing that? Then you, my friend, are obsessing over haters for no reason. Now, I know that there's a lot of discourse out there about haters. T.I. tells the haters get on their jobs. Haters are my motivation, blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all. I've lived it. I've seen it. You may be giving haters too much energy and it is negatively affecting your productivity and your mental health. So in this video, we're going to talk about how we even get to this point. How are we always so fixated on haters? And then we're going to talk about the negative impacts it has on us. And then we're going to talk about a few ways to fix it. So if that's something you're interested in, stick along with me and let's get into the rest of the video. If you are new here, my name is Quenisha and I am your host, coach, teacher, and fellow baddie, and this is Be a Better Baddie. I publish weekly episodes where I talk about productivity, mental health, wellness, girly things, everything in between. So if that is right up your alley, be sure to subscribe so you can always see more content. Now, why do we find ourselves fixated on the haters every chance we get? And I'm talking about haters broadly, not just haters lurking in the shadows. I'm talking about we've gotten even to a point in society where we call our own friends haters because they don't like our social media post or engage the way we want to, which I'm going to touch on social media in a bit. But as humans, we are already wired to draw all of our attention to negativity as quickly as possible. Even though I know that intellectually, I still catch myself finding more value in the negative when that's not what I should be doing. So this is called negativity bias. Psychology shows us that as humans, we are going to lock in on those negative experiences or words that we have with people more over the positive. So if you had 50 compliments one day talking about, wow, you are glowing, you are radiant today, you look beautiful. As soon as someone says, you look a little sick, that is the one comment that you are going to keep in your head all day. Now, it's not your fault because this is a survival instinct. Let's say you once upon a time were a cave woman and you saw a bush with beautiful berries on it. You were so hungry, you know you need these berries. You could pick a couple of them, take them back to the cave, turn it with the other cave people. But then as you approach the bush, you start to hear a little rustling in there. You hear an animal growling. You're like, let me step away from that bush. You step away from that bush because even though you need food, there's something positive over there. The negative overrides the positive in that situation. The potential of you being attacked by a tiger, liger, gorilla, whoever's lurking in those bushes outweighs the positive. So you are not going to do it. We are hardwired to pay attention to the negative because it saved our lives so many times. Shout out to your brain for always trying to protect you. It's not only protecting you from physical threats now, it is still protecting you from those emotional, those mental, and social threats. So there's a reason we pay attention to negativity. Social media also amplifies negativity. I remember there was a TikTok I posted. It was probably 2 years ago. I'm so upset about it because this was my most viral video and it had nothing to do with my content at all. But it blew up so much because everyone was throwing negativity on it. Our social media algorithms promote negativity. So if you remember, there was this man who set up a tripod. He recorded himself doing like a Target haul, essentially. And I stitched the video and I said that the only reason that this is such a big deal to people and people are, making fun of him was because he was a black man with big muscles. Because if I set up my tripod and did my Target run and everything, it'd be okay. If a white woman did it, it'd be okay. So the reason why I think there were so many people jumping him in the comments is because he was a black man with big muscles. So I stitched it and I stated that. Girl, they tore me up in those comments. I was called names that I will not repeat here. And I was just like, wow. And one of my friends even said that. She was like, Quenisha, like, your content on TikTok is so good. But I think the reason that the algorithm isn't pushing it is because it's not negative. So woe is me. Algorithms amplify negativity because it drives more engagement on the platform. So What are you going to do about it? Now I want to jump into how focusing on haters is so bad for your mental health and your productivity. I know because you are a baddie, you are always working towards something, whether it is big or small, and you need your mental peace to do that. When we're focusing on the negative, we're focusing on the haters, our bodies are constantly looking for the negative things, constantly always assuming the worst in people and the worst in situations. And this is going to contribute to your anxiety. This is going to contribute to your burnout. This is going to ultimately contribute to depression as well. Your body's in constant flight or fight mode. And your body should not constantly be fighting or flighting, right? Body needs to be coasting. I've talked about ruminating before, but studies have shown that ruminating on things leads to higher rates of anxiety and depression. And ruminating is like constantly thinking about negative things over and over and over again. Another negative impact that focusing on your haters can have on your mental health is it can lower your self-worth and heighten your insecurities. The quote I want you to take right now is, when you focus on haters, you give them permission to define your worth. If there is somebody hating on you, and I'm not talking about the imaginary haters because imaginary haters do exist, but if there actually is someone hating on you, being negative towards you, and you give them so much of your mental real estate and constantly think about the things that they say, you in a way are reinforcing what they say. You are adding some validity to it, and you are sitting in that. Once you start to hear these negative things people say about you or believe about you, and you constantly think about them, you start to believe them yourself. And that's not what I want you to do at all, okay? So we're going to talk about some solutions towards the end of this video. Another thing that can happen when you are constantly obsessing over haters is you get caught in the comparison trap. Comparison is the thief of joy. You've heard it once, you've heard it twice, you've heard it 10 times, and it's still true. When you believe someone's negative perceptions about you and you internalize them and you start thinking, well, how can I be better? Or how can I be a better version of myself? You probably won't look inside of you because you don't think you have those traits. You would probably look outside somewhere else, and that will lead to you comparing yourself to other people. All of these things are terrible for your mental health. Now let me talk about how focusing on the haters is going to ruin your productivity. So imagine if your friends aren't liking your Instagram post or your friends aren't subscribing to your YouTube channel. Would you rather waste time and energy on trying to figure out how to make a TikTok video that kind of disses them but not really? Or would you rather just go create your content, go find your people, go find your audience? I hope you said the second one. Yes, you don't want to waste energy and time spiraling on what others are thinking about you or what others are saying about you when you can be investing that time in yourself. The more time and energy you spend on your haters, the less time and energy you invest in your future self. Another way that this is going to affect your productivity is it's emotionally draining. All of your creativity, all of your focus, all of your motivation, you only have a limited amount of that per day. You really do. Just like willpower. You got a little bit. So don't waste your time on people's thoughts and opinions when you could be giving yourself the best energy that you have for the day, the best motivation, the best creativity that you have for the day. And it's going to affect that because you can't really throw yourself into that project because you may think, what is this person thinking about me right now? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then finally, it's going to affect your productivity because you are going to lose momentum. Thinking about what people think about you or what people have said about you, that is going to keep you stuck where you are and looking backwards. You can't move forward if you are constantly thinking, what will others think about me if I do this? What will this person say if they find out I did this? You're not moving forward. You're keeping yourself stagnant. You're keeping yourself stuck. You're keeping yourself scared. And if that's what you want to do, cool. But I doubt that's what you want to do, especially if you've made it this far in this video. Be sure to subscribe and like this video if you like what you are hearing so far. So now I want to jump into how to break free from this mindset, how to break free from the shackles of the haters. Some of us like to play the victim. Now, I'll do another episode about this if you're interested in it. One of the biggest questions I want you to ask yourself as you're listening to this podcast is, am I a person that has fallen victim to victimizing myself? I think that the person who says that I can't do this because such and such will think this, or such and such did this to me in the past and that's why I can't do it. Just kind of taking everything that is wrong with your life, what you perceive to be wrong with your life, and blaming it on other people. That is what I think someone playing the victim is. So if you feel like you sometimes do that, or if you feel like literally the reason why you're not where you want to be in life is because of other people, exclusively because of other people, not because of anything on your part, you may need to think, are you playing the victim? Because if you let that many people have control over your life, then that could be you. Okay. And it's important for you to step out of that mindset, step out of that thought framework, and feel more empowered in your life and feel like you are in control of your life. I like to call that a person living life versus letting life happen to them. You don't want to let life happen to you. You want to make life happen for you. Okay. How to break free from this mindset. Because there are practices that you can do if you feel like you are letting the haters control your life, or you are letting haters' words really get to you. And there are things that you can do to stop that from happening and move forward in your life. So the first thing that you can do is to reframe your focus. Instead of focusing on who against you, focus on who is for you. I promise you, focusing on the positive relationships in your life rather than the negative is going to get you so much further. The people who believe in you, the people who like you, the people who trust you, the people who know you, those are the people that are going to support you. Okay. If you know that such and such does not like you, such and such is a hater, leave such and such in that corner. Such and such should not even be on your mind. Not at all. And not only focus on the people who are in your corner, focus on what you're working on instead of the people who are against you. If I sat here and focused on the people who may be taking screenshots of my YouTube videos, or the people who may send my posts to their friends just to make fun of me, I would probably be in a horrible spot right now and wasting a lot of energy. Instead, I'd rather create the content I know where I'm going to get eventually. I know I just need to keep going. So focus your energy into that, and that is where you will see results. We've all heard the saying, energy. Every time I try to say a saying on here, I forget the saying. I'm going to summarize the saying. It's the saying something like wherever your energy and focus goes, that's what grows. Okay. I'm going to leave that right there because I'm not even going to try to figure it out. Now, the second thing that you can do is to flip the script. This is my favorite one, right? People love to say they just want to see me fail, right? All these people are following me. They're not liking my pictures just because they want to see me fail. Let's just say they're going to watch you succeed. Let's just say these people want to see you succeed. And guess what? You want them to see you succeed. So why not flip the script? Instead of in your head constantly painting this picture, they want to see me fail, they want to see me fail, they want to see me. Why do you keep talking about failure? Why do you keep talking about failure? They want to see you succeed. And guess what? When they see you succeed, they will just see you. And then what? And then what? I always like to say, imagine the best could happen. We always think about the worst that can happen. What is the best thing that can happen? I've heard about best case scenario journaling. I haven't gotten into it yet. I think that this works for me in real time. I'm like, they want to see me fail. I'm like, no, they're going to see me succeed instead. And then I can go forward with it. The last thing you can do to shift your mindset is to measure your success differently. Instead of creating goals and milestones that other people will find impressive or that other people can identify with, create your own personal milestones. So I caught myself doing this with running recently. In my next video, you're going to hear me talk about how I'm refocusing my running goal and reframing it. But for the past 2 months, I've set a goal to run a certain number of miles for each month. November, I ran my first turkey trot. December was a crazy month because it's Christmas, it was cold, blah, 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 blah. I set a goal to run 15 miles that month. I ran 5 miles. Mind you, I'm not training for anything. I like running. I'm not like woo gung ho about running, but I like running. Like it was completely arbitrary. January, I decided to scale back. I say, okay, 10 miles. And I posted them on Instagram and I was like, but where did I get these numbers from? Why did I say I was going to run 15 miles in December? Why? Why? So I've instead shifted the way I'm going to think about this goal. So make sure you come to the next video to hear about how I am refocusing and reshifting things so that I can set personal goals and milestones that satisfy me and not what other people think. Granted, nobody asked me to run 15 miles. I did that myself for no reason. Another thing that I'm going to start doing to measure my success differently is writing down my daily wins. I've seen so many iterations of this. Maybe someone writes down a win a day and put it in a jar, and then they look at them at the end of the year. But I'm just going to start putting them in my planner, documenting 2 to 3 wins for each day, because each day there's a little win. Little wins add up to big wins. So just take some of it and think about what you're going to do, okay? Just take some of it. So I'm ready to close out this video, and I want to leave you with these words. Haters are only as powerful as you allow them to be. If you allow somebody to live in your head rent-free, talking crap about you to your own inner critic, you need to play a different game. That's not the game for you to play. Try one of these steps, try one of these practices that I just talked about, and see if you can shift your mindset. As with everything that I talk about, it's not about doing this major overhaul. It's just little food for thought, little snacks that you can implement into your day to be a better baddie. You do not need to feel like you need to go and overhaul your entire personality or go do an entire personal rebrand. That's unnecessary, okay? Small little nuggets, add them to your day, and you're a better baddie each and every way. Did y'all like that? Okay, I will see you all in the next one. And in between then, I want you to think about how much time have you given haters? And for what reason? I want you to comment below and tell me what you could have done with the time that you spent worrying about haters. So for instance, for me, instead of worrying about haters, I could have been filming a YouTube video. Instead of worrying about the haters, I could have been practicing some choreography. Instead of worrying about the haters, I could have been reading my book. Instead of worrying about the haters, I could have been writing my grocery list. You see? There are so many things that you could be doing, and I know you have so many wonderful things to do with your life and so many things to contribute to the society. So until then, I hope you have a positively productive, self-loving day, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah!